Welcome back, Mr. Witness, from the lunch break.
Council ko bismillah selo kabonang konton daha wucheola.
Before the break, you told the Commission about your admission to the said alternative program.
Jan nimbita o konton daha la yenyum fo commission ye ila dunya wo jaral programo nyinkono.
And how the treatment was administered on you and others.
Andung inata jararo tamandi nyamin ite kang anindolu yo fanang banke.
Sorry, Mr. Witness, can you hear me now?
Selo isi ika council la kuma kangul moyle bang.
Yes, I hear you.
Good. And you also told the Commission about the poor health condition that you suffered during the alternative treatment program.
Adu yenyum fanam fo commission ye ila jata kende ya nasita nyamin watu men ibe o jaral programo nyinkono.
You have also testified that people died during the program.
And
that also some died after the program. You have also told the Commission the effect that the announcement made by the President that he could treat HIV/AIDS had on the country. And one of those effects was that the donors lost confidence.
Mayor monata men sababu makoirlalu menke bulodundi nyinsasa tolu koto ulu jikila teta.
And some of the support they provided was withdrawn.
Adu ka makoiro men dinu doliye bulomuta ye makoiro nyimbai.
Okay. At this point, Mr. Witness, can you tell the Commission the effect that the program had on you?
Saya afo commission wo programu ay munkuni munkulle site kungoma ila hadamayato.
Ay munkule andina hadamayato. The hardships it caused me in my life. Barim mantram sabatrim fansun suokono. Since I'm not living in my own house, I rent. When I came out in the open and declared my status, that brought a lot of hardships to me with regards renting a home. That was such that even if someone told me that there was an empty house in any particular place, when I get to that person, the owner of the place, either it's a man or a woman, and if I start to talk to them about renting a house, telling them that I heard there's an empty space here, usually the person will look at me from my toes to the top of my head. Because I am HIV status alone. Because they would have known my HIV status. And they do not know that even if someone who has HIV and lives in your compound, they cannot transmit that disease to you. So kamala we luasi ko kolandina ning komunga itandidro wolka mariol ka funyel ko ha itonyala de bunkenso bijane bar sai ne moya ta fela tata itenata. So that made it difficult for me to be able to rent a place, because each time I want to secure a house, they will tell me that someone had just secured it shortly before you arrived. Oya atina fo nene ka sanji tang anin kilinke nimba be living. It got to a time that for 11 years I lived in the same room with my mother. She was in the bedroom and I was at the sitting room. For 2006, in 2006, I got married, but we were sleeping at the sitting room while my mother slept in the bedroom. Yo, I rented in many places, but those people gave me notices to vacate based on my HIV status.
KMC.
In fact, I got to KMC with others because they evicted me and I would not accept to leave their houses. At one time, the KMC told me to stay until I secured a new accommodation for myself. But then I realized that if I did that, I will end up having a problem with them. So I left.
So,
so a place to live in, a residential place for me is a big problem.
Yeah, because they barely long about my status.
Because almost everyone knows about my status. Some people said some negative things about me.
But
some said some nice things about me.
Because what sort of television program also?
Because there was a time when we had some television programs.
And
whilst the discussions were going on, usually we would open up the telephone line. There was one old woman in Serekunda, a Wolof speaker.
I am called
She called to inform us that she is constantly praying for us. She prayed for us until she completed. And then she revealed why she was praying to us for us like that. That I am the one who revealed these things in the Gambia here. But they themselves had some of their relatives who had HIV, but they lived with them until they died, but they never revealed their status. And that was the reason why when I came out and declared myself openly, she prayed to God for me. Many of the things that she prayed for me, I have seen those.
HIV commemoration meeting.
I once went for an HIV commemoration in Fonyibiam.
After
I spoke to the people until I was done, I went outside and I was smoking a cigarette. One young man came. He said that he has come so that I could pardon him. I said to him, well, I do not know you. What am I going to forgive you for? He said to me, forgive me first, and then I will tell you what happened. I forgave him, and then he told me that he and his companions, what they used to say about us, they said, he said especially me.
Konti tara tamadulale manku sotonoje murtana ngatara kodo be HIV programme to ndunta jesu ka kodo dinanka fundi ka kuma molye dron.
That I went abroad to hustle, but I did not succeed. I did not get anything, so I returned back and I realized that there was money in HIV, AIDS, and so I took up the task of spearheading it. They were saying so many things about me.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Can you tell the Commission the effect that the treatment had on you, on your health and your status?
Saying ilafta via alafta council ko alafta yinyum fo commission e nying jara romeng idunta kono ay mun kule sababu ita famama ila jata kende ala karola aning ila hadama ya moya ko la karola
na jata kende ala karola.
On the side of my health,
covering in discharge.
After I was discharged,
July, August, September.
July, August, and September.
Ularo lankaje afiba mulumale kaduna.
I used to experience some fevers during the evenings.
So lunkilin konfon e woto bayrin kolbeten betangata MRC ngalo mune kawo sabu.
So one time I said, since things are like this, let me go to the MRC and try to find out what is happening.
Kabirin tata MRC.
When I go to the MRC,
MRC nata itana ko ngajara lo kumasi jele fo wati.
They told me that I began some treatment there for some time.
Nata bula kote ke fo wati.
And then I left it for some time.
Sanyi nata muru nampuruka jara lo nyin kumasi.
And now I am back again to start the treatment again. Then they said they have to conscientize me. Because when you start the ARV for some time, and you stop it for some time, and then if you want to revert to using it again, there are complications.
So Kamala is saying adhere for about a week.
So for that reason, they would.
So Kabru Keta.
They would adhere me for a week. So after that, I was tested again.
Yeah, viral load
and they saw that my viral load was increasing.
So MRC.
That was when I started the treatment again with the MRC.
2007. September.
In September.
For 2011.
I started treatment with them up till 2011. And that was the time when the MRC took off their hands from the treatment of HIV completely.
Refer to our nearest treatment centers.
And then we were referred to our nearest treatment centers.
So in the Banjul, IDC.
I was transferred to Banjul at the IDC. That was where I was having my treatment. When I left that treatment, when I left his treatment and started the Western medication again, I did not experience any complications in terms of sickness again. Up till this day.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So you're telling this commission that the treatment, the alternative program treatment for the HIV/AIDS of the then president had a negative impact on you.
Amunta selo benyine fokan commission yanko. President la alawo jarali programme me dunta kono amunta ay nasi kubale sabu itema biri dunta programme kono fo wato me botaje.
Ha katuko wato muna yeng admit wencho.
Yes, because at the time that I was admitted at Wencho,
nakulia atatala for ajita for 24 kilo.
My weight went down up to 24 kilo. If you would investigate, you'll find my file there.
I am weighing 24 kilo.
When I realized that my weight was only 24 kilograms, I was very sad.
Yeah.
And that the treatment had such a negative impact on you that your viral loads went up.
Munta wajararo ay mantora ko sabu hanfo aya sabu jankar keso membe jato kono a yirko la fata kendeke.
Ha kendeke katuko
very well.
Ya itanna ko ni ARV bula dron ila kuran keso yinka wajabi kule koteke.
Yes, because I was told that once you stop the ARV, your viral load increases.
And
I had stopped taking it for 6 months.
That
was why there was this increment.
I think
that was the reason, coupled with the herbs I used to drink from the president treatment, that was what made the sickness even worse.
So that was the reason why after your discharge you had to go back to MRC to start taking the medication.
Yes.
Which is known as the ARVs.
ARVs.
Yes.
Can you tell us the impact the treatment had on your family once you were admitted?
Saying afonying ninjararo ay mumantora kule sabu ila dimbaya luma biridunta ninjararo kon.
ay mantora ku jama sambana.
It brought a lot of difficulties.
Han pour fankana ka testify yang openly na parents nyol malafala kotak.
Even to come here and testify openly, my parents did not like it.
Iko because mfundi talengam fangu itandi o kola manda na fa sutoje.
They said because I came out in the open and I exposed myself and I did not benefit in any way from that action.
Mbari ma fangu kumbota ka itandi ko ate fangu ka stigmatize le abari ndimola kola wala muntet.
Even my uncle had this feeling that they even stigmatize him because of his niece being myself about this affair.
O kamala afan amal pronunciation si openly again ngam fangu itandi.
That was the reason why he doesn't want me to come here and testify openly. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. We've also received evidence before this commission that there were several batches that actually attended this program.
Inumbara sedo nganyim fanan kibaro sotoko kafu jamal le sotonta sappan sappangulu meni alonko edunta njara roto.
Oketale.
Yes, that happened.
Can you tell this commission how many batches you are aware of?
Afanyin commission eta bota sappa jelle kama kafu jelu meni alonko e jara rokiji.
Tebe jara lokono wato muna janimbe lala loptano to.
When I was taking part in the treatment before I was admitted at the hospital.
Badge following.
The first batch.
And
the second.
And
the third. These were the ones I was aware of. These were the ones that found me at the treatment program when I was not yet taken ill. But the subsequent badges, they found me taking my treatment when I was admitted at the hospital. Therefore, I did not eventually get to know how many extra batches were added onto these 3 that I have mentioned.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Do you know the nationality of the people that were admitted into the program?
Fo ya modolu lonne bota bankolu menu kang meni alonko idunta nyin jaral programme kono.
Yes.
Gambia kola.
Apart from the Gambia, Senegalese came.
Guinea-Bissau call natale.
Guinea-Bissau national scheme.
Guinea-Conakry call natale.
Guinea-Conakry national scheme.
Sierra Leone
Sierra Leoneans and other strangers, foreigners.
HIV
who had HIV and they had this belief and hope that the president could cure them.
West Africa
Maybe I wouldn't know, but I can say that many nationals of West Africa took part in the treatment program.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Out of all these people that you have stated, that were admitted in the said alternative treatment program of Yaya Jammeh, do you know of any one person that was cured by the said treatment?
No. There is none.
Thank you. Were you cured by the treatment?
Myself? Not at all. Because when I left his treatment program,
well,
before I got into his treatment program, I know the level of the viral load I had. And after I left his treatment program, my viral load I know also. Because MRC showed me all of it. That was why I returned back to taking Western medication. And when I started again,
na kuran keso sembo talata koteke
my viral load decreased.
For muftata tembo ka mun undetectable level.
To the level where it was undetectable.
O tembo la ni futata o rese futuno.
When you reach that status as undetectable, you can go ahead and get married.
For molomba muye HIV soto.
Whether it is someone who has HIV.
Ni ataro fana mari futata o tembo to.
If that person also gets to that level.
Wala molo muyalon hanama HIV soto.
Even if this is someone who has not got the HIV.
Ni mukeoti wo musoti.
Whether man or woman.
Ite keo mu HIV be la ifutata o undetectable level oto.
If you are a man and you have HIV, but you are able to suppress it to the level of being undetectable,
ini musose futuno mumma HIV soto.
You can marry a woman who is HIV negative.
Adina se futuita soundla no kuran keso nyina.
And that will not, there will be no transmission of the virus to her. And you can have children, and these children will not be infected. And also, if you are married to someone who has HIV, and both of you attain this level that I just said, you could marry and not be able to transmit this disease to one another. And you could have children who would not be able to, who would not have this virus.
HIV positive person
Today, praise be to God, that is the situation of many people in the Gambia here who are HIV positive. Before the coming of the medicine, people used to have children with HIV. But since we had the medication and we were able to reach that level, we now have children who are born HIV free.
And many of our people are on that status. They have their children with them.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. So you're telling this commission that if you abide by the rules of taking your ARVs,
inumbara bake sedo bitung nyinam ko to nyati ko nimmem bulata wo sartolu noma
and the advice of the expert doctors on HIV/AIDS.
And Dr. Lunalu ya maro mendi nying HIV/AIDS jankarola karola.
You can actually live with HIV comfortably.
Woto isisi no le ye balu bari satara HIV be la bari satara ate kolea kula le kan.
Abo nyamal.
That is the way it is.
Imagine fambo tembol tote.
Don't you see I'm in that state?
Modo ni njube mbalo Kenya la.
Sometimes if you look at me and you look at the physical outlook of my body, you think it's HIV. But it is not it. There are other difficulties that are on my head, especially in terms of earning and the family that I have, and how to get their sustenance on a monthly basis. These are the hardships that make me lose weight. Sometimes there are times when I think about how to get fish money for the next day.